Good morning, everybody. Anthony and Kobe here, back today. Today we are going to be talking about Doge, not the crypto coin. We're going to be talking about the Department of Government Efficiency, Elon's new department in our government that is stripping away all of our waste and useless spending, and bringing a lot of crazy shit to light. That's for sure. Okay, so what is Doge? Doge is the Department of Government Efficiency. Officially, the Doge Service is a temporary organization. It is an initiative of the second Trump administration led by Elon Musk. Despite its name, Doge is not a cabinet-level department of the U.S. state government, or United States government, my bad, but a temporary contracted government organization under the United States Doge Service, formerly known as the United States Digital Service. Doge's slated proposed is to reduce wasteful and fraudulent federal spending, eliminate excessive regulations. The organization was created to modernize federal technology and software to maximize government efficiency and productivity. By an executive order of President Trump on January 20th, 2025, and it's scheduled to end on July 4th, 2026. So, for everybody saying, oh no, it's going to be there forever. No, it's going away. Its creation and subsequent actions have been the subject of significant controversy, including protests and ongoing lawsuits. Doge's actions of dissolving agencies and seizure of congressionally authorized funds has been described as violating Article 1 of the United States Constitution and creating a potential constitutional crisis. Excuse me. Some Democratic Party members criticized Doge's actions, stating that the organization does not have the authority for its actions, calling their actions a takeover, a freeze, or a coup. Neither Doge nor Trump has constitutional authority to cut spending, but they make recommendations for cuts to Congress, which holds power of the purse. Oh, that's fancy. 24 days after Doge began, the New York Times reported Trump had claimed he and Musk had found billions and billions of dollars in corrupt spending, though they did not provide evidence. Musk asserts that all Doge's actions are maximally transparent, though its website is minimal. Trump granted Doge an exemption from public disclosure of his activities. Okay, so basically what they're doing is they're there to find out where all our tax money is going and why, which is something we've all been begging for a long, long time. And now we finally have a president in there who's actually getting it done. And he's using an outside party, which I think is like the smartest thing to do because government protects government. Sorry about that, bud. So getting an outside source full of geniuses and like one of the wealthiest people on earth seems like a great idea to me. So let's move on. Let's find out who's part of the crew. So who's part of Doge and what are they doing? One set of Musk-connected figures has been named to senior roles at the agency. That includes Tom Krause, CEO of the Cloud Software Group, who on Friday was put in charge of the Treasury Department system that processes trillions of dollars in payments every year. Yep, that's what we need checked out. Musk has posted on X about shutting off foreign aid payments as part of Doge cutting costs. Absolutely. We give away way too much of our money. Like, these wars wouldn't even be able to go on as long as they did if we didn't keep giving them the damn money or the damn supplies or leaving shit behind for them. Like, it's ridiculous. Amanda Scales, who's worked for Musk at XAI, has been named Chief of Staff of the Office of Personnel Management, essentially the government's HR department. Ricardo Biasini, who worked at Musk's Tesla and the Boring Company, is senior advisor to the director of OPM and was listed as the point of contact for a new government-wide email system Trump administration is using. You really like this, don't you? Former Tesla software engineer Thomas Shedd is now running the General Services Administration's Technology Transformation Services Unit, which develops tech for the government. Doge-affiliated staffers are young male software engineers from the tech world. That includes Marco Elise, sorry if I'm mispronouncing these, 25-year-old Rutgers University graduate who worked at Musk, SpaceX, and X. Elise was a temporary appointee at Treasury who was granted access to the Treasury payment system alongside Krauss. Um, he resigned from the Treasury Department on Thursday after the Wall Street Journal identified now deleted racist social media post. Oh, that's not good. But I mean, these days, so much is just considered racist that I don't know. I'd have to actually see the whole segment, see what they're even talking about. Vice President Vance on Friday said he disagrees with the post, but that stupid social media activity should not ruin a kid's life. Right? I'm sure we've all got some pictures or posts or something out there that we really wish no one ever saw and we never put out, but we're human and shit happens. He wants him to come back, and Trump says he'd support it. Musk said he will be brought back to err as human, to forgive as divine. I agree completely. The General Services Administration, which manages federal real estate and technology, Doge-connected individuals have interviewed software engineers about their work. In some cases, they have only provided their first names to the federal employees they spoke to. According to GSA staffers who spoke to NPR on conditions of anonymity because they aren't authorized to speak publicly in fear of retaliation of their jobs. Speaking Friday at the White House, Trump said he's not concerned about the security of personal information and other data accessed by Doge, adding he was very proud of the job that this group of young people are doing. I'm not real worried about it either. I mean, they're all rich already. Like, they don't need any of our information or our bank accounts. That's one great reason to trust. That's one reason we trusted Trump, is because you can't be bought. You can't be paid off. Trump added that his administration's cost-cutting focus would also soon turn to the Education Department and Pentagon, where he suggested without evidence that there could be trillions of dollars in wasted spending within the $6.75 trillion the federal government spent in the fiscal year of 2024. We're going to be looking at tremendous amounts of money, Peter, being spent on things that bear no relationship to anything and have no value, Trump said in response to a reporter's question. All right, so Doge. Let's see what they've actually been up to, or what they're supposed to be doing, other than just pissing everybody off. Let's see. We know all that. Blah blah blah. It says they want to cut $2 trillion within the next 2 years. Said they were not going to touch Social Security or Medicare. They want to reduce the federal workforce, which, yeah, our government needs overhauled tremendously, especially in the IRS. We got way too many of them guys. Okay, slash regulations. Let's see, but what regulations? The president would then use executive action to pause the regulations and begin the removal process, the former process. Okay. In their joint opted, the duo said they plan to lean on 2 recent U.S. Supreme Court rulings, West Virginia versus the Environmental Protection Agency and Looper Bright Enterprise versus Riamondo. The cases, they said, suggested that a plethora of current federal regulations exceed the authority Congress has granted under the law. Some legal experts previously told BI that the Doge leaders were misinterpreting the lawsuit, which they said didn't add to the executive branch's ability to curb regulations. Under the rulings, agencies still need to comply with a lengthy administrative process to change or overturn rules, the expert said. That's not going to work anymore. We've been waiting on this process to happen for a long goddamn time. All right. So they're going to hire employees. Let's see. Two official hires: William Joseph McGinley as the Commission's counsel and Katie Miller in an unspecified role. The Commission is actively recruiting employees according to its X account, though their identities have not yet been shared and the hiring process remains unclear. They're seeking super high IQ small government revolutionaries willing to work 80 plus hours a week. Look at that, overtime. Somebody's actually getting overtime. Look at that. Getting better already. And that thousands have indicated interest. Applicants should message the account their CV, and the former co-leaders would review top contenders. Musk said in his own post from that month that the jobs will be unpaid. Uh-oh. Why? Why would they do that? Yet, well, maybe I bet that leads into a permanent job, though. I don't know. Yet in late December and early January, Doge's account said in two separate posts that the Commission was looking for people to fill a very small amount of full-time salaried HR, IT, and financial positions, and full-time salaried software engineers and infosec engineers. Again, interested applicants were instructed to send their qualifications and reasons for interest in a direct message with the instructions varying slightly per role. Easy enough, too. Like, it's almost impossible to get a job anymore. You gotta do so much shit. They're going to delete entire agencies or at least vastly change them. I think we do need to get rid of a lot. There's some of the agencies, they write this up crazy because it just like it says delete or vastly change it. Modifying, revamping a program that's already there but failing, that's not nearly as bad as they just make it sound like they're really trying to destroy everything. All right, so here's some departments they're going to look at. The Department of Education. Trump has said he wants to abolish the Department of Education for years. The department has the smallest staff of any cabinet agency, employing fewer than 4,500 full-time equivalent employees. For the fiscal year 2024, it had a $90 billion budget, which is less than 11% of the defense budget of $842 billion. Our education system is failing. Like, it's horrible. I'm got one of my kids in school right now, in high school, and my other child is being homeschooled for a while because we couldn't deal with the school anymore. All the bullying and stuff is ridiculous, and the teachers, they don't even act like they care. I mean, it's absolutely pathetic. Anyways, sorry, off of my little rant. They want to overhaul the Department of Defense. That's great. Like, that's so much money, and it really needs it. It's kind of went to hell in the past 10 years. Don't know why. Anyway, so Musk previously targeted the Department of Defense, with the Tesla CEO criticizing the Pentagon's F-35 jets in a string of expos. In their lengthy op-ed, the two called out the Pentagon's $842 billion budget, writing the agency's leadership has little idea how its annual budget is spent. In sum, 13% of the federal budget goes towards defense initiatives, operations, and maintenance, the military workforce, and procuring weapons. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is another target. Musk said in a post on X. Delete CFPB. There are too many duplicative regulatory agencies, but Republicans have bashed the CFPB for years, which was created after the Great Recession to protect consumers. In 2024, the CFPB had almost 1,800 full-time equivalent positions and an annual budget of $762.9 million, according to the agency's annual performance report. Oops, ran out of time. Looks like we'll have to finish this one in another segment. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm sure I'm going to get a little bit better, at least a little bit.